Up with your friends. All right.
This is kind of interesting. Now, this is my philosophy. I mean, everybody has their own philosophy. But I think I figured out the heaven and hell thing.
Okay, oh, me too.
You
Well,
figured it out?
Yeah, well, I have my version.
Okay,
so
I want to hear yours.
Totally.
Okay. Okay, here's my philosophy.
You're weak.
Yeah. No, this is cool. Okay, the way I see it, the key
Yes.
is you got to love as many people as possible.
Yeah.
It's all about love. I mean, I'm Jewish, so, you know, we supposedly don't believe in Jesus, right? But I do believe in Jesus as a great teacher, a great, you know, master. Okay. But the way I see it, all these people accepted Jesus into their hearts because Jesus is a loving person.
Yes.
Okay? See, the secret to life is love as many people as possible, get as many people to love you. I think what happens, this is my theory, okay? Because I really believe we go into another dimension. Okay?
We leave?
Yeah, life is infinite. You know, okay. 98% of the people in the world believe there is a God.
Yes.
Okay? Now, if there was a God, would God have created death?
Right.
Why would, I mean, he wouldn't have. Okay? I mean, if there's really, I mean, 98% of the people believe there's a God. If there was God, would he have created death? No. And everything dies.
Yes.
Okay? You know, plants die, people die, animals die.
Right.
I'm convinced we go into another dimension. And you know what? It happens right before our eyes. A caterpillar turning into a butterfly.
Yeah.
A baby in a womb. Okay, think of a baby in a womb. A baby lives in a womb for 9 months. That's like 90 years to a human. That's like 15 years to a cat. Okay? It's a life. Now, when that baby is born, it's like it leaves that world and it goes into another dimension. It's like it died in that world and goes into a completely different dimension. So I'm convinced that we're going to go into another dimension. I mean, it's just, you know, something we can't comprehend, just like the baby in the womb can't comprehend a world outside of the womb.
Exactly.
You know? So it's all very logical to me.
Right.
Well, I think I know what we do. Okay? I think right now you and I are living one human body existence. Okay? Well, I think what happens is we come back and we live everybody we've touched. We live within them. You know, my father died a year ago. I'm convinced he's in me. I'm convinced he's more alive now than he's ever been. I mean, he's living through me now. He's living, he created his own heaven and he created his own hell. Okay? If he was a loving person, then all these people, when they, you know, when they think of him, they think of loving thoughts.
Exactly.
And his hell, the opposite.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's really basically my feeling about it as well. That even when we're on this life, in this life plane, it's heaven and hell. That is the heaven and hell. Are you living your life to your highest potential? Are you spreading love and joy and happiness? Are people walking away from you happier?
Well, that's a great point.
More excited, or you know, or are they walking away like, oh God, you know, no matter what comes after, you know. And I think the reason that we don't know is because we're not supposed to focus on it. We're supposed to focus on what's right here in front of us right now. When my grandmother died, I was in the garage doing the laundry in his house, and I felt, I knew she was there next to me. It was like an energy, it scared me. It was like I had goose pimples all over me. And we had a conversation in my garage, and I said to her, Granny, what's it like on the other side? And you know what she told me? That it was none of my damn business. But she would tell me one thing, that it was more beautiful than I was capable of imagining.
Well, that's what they say.
But none of my damn business was the key message, and that is, when you die and you are on this side, you concern yourself with this. Now you're there, you concern yourself with that. And she would tell me about taking care of my mother and my children and all that time, and I thought to myself, in that one little moment, I learned more about life and death and the afterlife, that really we're supposed to, kind of like Buddhists and everybody say, do what's right in front of you, you know.
What is God? What is God? What's your definition of God?
God is love, God is you, God is him, God is everything.
It's everything.
Yeah. God is God. God is so great.
It's the light force.
Yeah.
What does God mean to you?
God means life has purpose.
Hmm.
That's what it means.
Just a life force. I mean,
A life force. In other words, no matter what happens, in other words, basically we have one way of looking at this world. Either it's random or it's not. God means it's not.
well said.
My life has just, gone to higher and higher levels. I tell my wife that, if you could only be on a scale of 1 to 10, every day my life goes to higher levels of 10. Mm-hmm. And it's
so great.
let me tell you the 5 seconds.
I love that.
I'll tell you that it takes
It
five.
takes me an hour.
It takes 5 seconds
Yeah.
to learn to be happy all the time.
Okay.
Okay?
Excellent.
5 seconds. It's just the way you control your thoughts.
Wow.
The 5 second is the first thing you do is you be grateful for what you have. Now, how long did that take?
Just a moment, just the words.
A second, 2 seconds,
Yeah.
to get to that spot. Okay?
Absolutely.
It takes, I'm grateful for what I have.
I am.
Now, do nice things for other people. And the combination between the two, if you're grateful and you're doing nice things for other people, you're happy all the time. It's a guarantee. You just have to keep going back to that spot.
Wow.
So I train my brain. I'm always going back to that spot. Oh, and one other thing that you have to know about.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything in return.
Absolutely. Expectation is the key.
You
So,
don't.
I
You
think,
got to remember, you're
Yeah.
not doing nice things for other people for them. You're doing nice things for other people for you, so you can be happy all the time.
So that you can get the buzz. The buzz is so amazing. Putting a bit of money in somebody's bag and knowing they're going to find it later. I don't care anything about. I just am like so giddy with the thought of it. It thrills me.
Yeah, I mean, so because I never really had time to think about these things before I was retired. But meditation's great for a lot of people. But who has a half hour to meditate? So what I like to do is I like to come up with simple solutions to problems. And I really think that if you change your thoughts, if you change the way you look at things,
Yes.
the things you look at change. And too many people don't do that. Too many people are going in the same direction, and they're not willing to change the way they're looking at it, because if they're not moving forward, then they need to change the way they're doing it.
Exactly.
But
Well said.
it's like I said, I got the happy down, I got the loving down. I'm at the giving part, and it's like all I want to do is give, and it's just my life is just as soon as you give it, you get it back immediately, instantaneously, and it usually comes back tenfold. I mean, as fast as you give it, you get it back.
Absolutely.
So it's a matter of just training your brain to go back to that spot,
Being grateful.
grateful for what you have, and do nice things for other people. And it's so simple.
It is.
It's so simple.
It really is. And you wear it all over you. Your face, your joy, your sense of yourself, the way you carry yourself is a person who is walking the walk. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really good. And so, so you were a real estate agent or a developer?
I was a developer.
A developer for many years. And were you having any of these experiences, kind of? I mean, were you paying any attention to these thoughts as you were living that life? Or was it only when
Yeah, I've evolved. I've always, I think, been a happy person. I've always tried to look at the cup as always half full, generally speaking. It's not like I had a, totally wonderful upbringing. My father was married 6 times.
Is that all?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That's a lot.
But you could look at it as a terrible experience. I
Right.
like to look at it as, wow, I had 6 mothers that loved me.
Aw,
I mean, I got
sweet.
6 mothers, where everybody else has 1.
Exactly. And Dan had a very interesting childhood. He was explaining the whole thing to me. And initially you might think, wow, that's kind of tough.